Hello and welcome to Flights of Fandom here on Manapot Studios, the show where we create improvised fan fiction using tabletop role-playing games. I'm your host and game master this evening, David, he, him. I'm a graphic designer, an illustrator, and a game designer, and you can check out all my game stuff over at dbb-8.itch.io. I'm also on Instagram at dbrunelbrutman. And tonight, we are back in a galaxy far, far away for the continuation of our Star Wars flight Longshot. We are playing a simplified version of Scum Villainy, a Forged in the Dark game. And with all that out of the way, let's get right to our cast introductions, starting with Wesley.
Hey everyone, I'm Wesley. Any pronoun will do, he, she, they. You can find me on Twitter, but that's whatever. More importantly, tonight I will be resuming the role as Dr. Gom, Stitch? The human Stitch.
The air quotes don't inspire confidence.
They're not supposed to.
And they're becoming more prominent every time you say it.
That's true. That's true. We'll see how it plays out.
All right. Moving around clockwise, Puja.
Hello, everybody. I am Puja. You can find me on Twitter at Puja and at Pujabberwocky on all other social media. And I'm back today playing the Shimbo Ahesha Laluar, Blue Togruta, tall as heck, buff as heck, and ready to get into a fight and break hearts wherever she goes.
Amazing. Going on up to Hopper.
What's up? That's me. Still me. Sorry about that. I'm Hopper. I use they, them pronouns. And tonight I will be playing our Ewok muscle, Cheekra, and who uses they, he pronouns.
Flex on him, Cheekra.
Look, when you're 2.5, 3 feet tall, all that muscle mass, that's a big percentage of your body. So you're damn right. We flex, yes.
All right. And rounding it out, over to Marcy.
Hey y'all, I'm Marcy, aka Experimental Madness, which is the username you can find me most places around the internet, except for Twitter, where I still shall forever remain the resident cryptid. And I'm back once again playing Zethu Desh, our Arcanian offshoot pilot, who's about to have a little fun.
Right, we're all about to have a little fun.
We're all about to have a little fun.
But before we do that, we of course have to get a quick recap with the opening crawl. So, our view pulls out to reveal the Longshot, a saucer-shaped medium freighter with 2 cylindrical engines on either side floating in deep space. We move back through the window of a cockpit to see the pilot of another ship observing the Longshot, whose head is totally concealed by a chrome helmet. And we hear this figure finish his transmission to the Longshot. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. This is, of course, the Mandalorian. He lifts his finger off the transmit button on his ship's comm, says to himself, let's see if they listen to reason. And from behind Mando, we see a tiny green hand which reaches out and starts unscrewing the ball on one of the control levers in the cockpit. Mando turns around to the little green head with giant ears. Stop that. We jump to the Longshot's cockpit. You've just gotten this message from this old Razor Crest that apparently followed you out of hyperspace, telling you under no uncertain terms to stand down, because whoever this is going to take you in for the bounty that's on all of your heads. I want to go around and get a snapshot of each of our crew members in the ship. Let's start with Cheekra. Cheekra, where are you? And who do we see? Let's get a physical description.
How much time has passed since we had our downtime?
You were having downtime through hyperspace, and I guess you were in hyperspace for kind of a while. I think we decided you were traveling through hyperspace for a bit. So, I would say, like, from Cloud City, it's been, a couple of hours, probably, something like that. But you've just dropped out of hyperspace when you got this message.
Great. I think we see Cheekra in the cargo hold. You see a average height Ewok with curly, very just soft looking gray fur, a rust orange hood, and a what appears to be a very piecemeal conglomeration of blast armor. They are down in the cargo hold, currently tinkering with a gun that is about the size of them. Adjusting some lenses and making sure that different contact points are clean. It's very productive. I think if the camera were to zoom in on their eyes, one might see that they are extremely dilated. This is a very high little Ewok doing routine gun maintenance.
Great. High as shit and playing with firearms. That's Cheekra, baby. All right. Let's cut over to, I'm going to say Dr. Gom. Gom, where are you in the ship as you've just gotten this message, and who do we see?
The camera shifts over to the med bay is maybe a strong word. It's pretty makeshift, but he's you see a kind of a disheveled human Corellian male kind of sitting on one of the makeshift medical beds they have in there. He has some worn down leather clothing that he would describe as something my dad would have worn 20 years ago or whatever, but so they've clearly seen better days, although they clearly were at one point in time nice. His facial hair, which is usually, I wouldn't say clean shaven, but usually at least he tidies it up a little bit. In the past couple of weeks have been let go, and you see him sitting on this bed, kind of like leaned over a little bit, and you can see that he's like just scanning over and like reading and rereading a data pad that he had recently just gotten some unfortunate results out of, and he's just kind of trying to process it. And I think he the message, is that going ship wide or is that just going to the cockpit?
I am going to say it was broadcast over the ship-wide comms because I think it's better for everybody to hear it.
Sure. I think the camera like kind of just gets his head and he kind of like looks up to look at the speaker to like acknowledge it. But I think he, in this moment, is just kind of like, whatever. He's just staring back at his pad.
Yeah. Cutting over to Ahesha. Where are you and who do we see?
The camera pans towards one of the hallways in the ship. It's kind of a place no one usually stands, but Ahesha is probably in there repairing some of any of the recent damage caused to the ship while they had a minute in hyperspace. And you see a incredibly tall Togruta with like copper skin and blue and white Montrals, dressed like basically a ship's mechanic, which is all she would seem to someone who didn't know her. In just like a standard greenish grayish brown colors, hard to tell at this point with the number of washes it's had, overalls, and a similarly cream tank top, which, did it start out that way? We don't know.
Who could
but
say?
It is what it is now.
Awesome. And finally, presumably in the cockpit, we find Zethu Desh. Zethu, who do we see?
A supremely pissed off Arcanian offshoot right about now. I was thinking we had just gotten away. Leaning back in her pilot's seat, you see a albino-skinned woman with short silvery hair and totally colorless eyes. She's currently wearing quite a snarl and running her tongue across sharpened teeth in frustration as she drums her fingers on the dash before she hits the comms link and fires back a very quick, "You sure that's how you want to play this?"
No response.
I keep my finger on the comm. Damn it. Look. One hunter to another. I get it. But we have a kid on board. So I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to do this?
I think we're immediately getting into roll territory. So it sounds to me like you are trying to persuade Mando to change his course of action here. Yeah?
Yeah, if only I had points in persuade.
Cool. So, persuade roll, you're starting with your persuade rating, of course.
Nothing!
So, you're
I mostly
already...
yell at people.
So, you're already rolling 2 and taking the lesser.
Yikes.
You would be at a level disadvantage. Shocker. Here.
Wow.
But
No way.
you can't go any lower than that. So, do you want to do anything to bump up that roll and get some more dice if you can?
I have a
you
question.
can always push yourself. Yeah.
Could I use my force sensitive powers to see if he's alone?
That is super interesting.
Yeah, like I know that's technically its own attune roll. Maybe that doesn't actually help me out here, but
I mean, you can do it. I think we're talking about a separate action.
Okay, that's fine. I want to take the disadvantage. Zethu is not good at persuading so much as she is at intimidating.
Okay, great. Roll him.
That's a failure either way. It's 3 to 1.
Okay. So lower the 2, a 1. absolute failure
Yep.
here. You hear on the other side of the comm, people got all kinds of people on their ships. Your boss put a very big bounty on your heads, and he asked me to collect. And when I accept a job, I do it.
I'm going to send an inter-ship comms link. Cheekra, Ahesha, get on the guns.
On it.
And then I'm going to send one out to our friend. Look, like I said, I get it. But we have a kid on board. And so I really don't have any qualms about blasting you into space dust. And just to get a feel for our odds, I do want to go back to that Force Sensitive to see if there's more people on his ship.
Yeah,
or
totally.
if it's one person that's talking to me.
Give me an attune roll here.
Straight, or is it against his level?
I don't think level comes into it here
Okay.
because there's nothing like. Yeah, I don't see any reason that level would come into it.
Okay, I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to do it straight.
It's not really opposed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think no pushing myself. Zethu's just going to lean back into the seat and sort of close her eyes with a sigh and see just how good the odds are for this. Like if they're outnumbered or if this guy's outnumbered. Wow, where was that roll? 5 and a 6.
All right, 6 is a real good hit. So with a 6, how deliberate are you being about this? Are you actually like attempting to reach out with the Force, or are you tapping into what you would previously have thought of as your intuition?
I think that previously Zethu would have just tapped into her own instincts and not even been aware that she was doing anything. But especially after her recent Force Ghost conversation, she's become very aware of what she's doing when she has these moments and is purposefully reaching out to those instincts.
Yeah. Okay. So you send this transmission to the other ship. You send the other intership transmission to tell Ahesha and Gom to get on the guns. That was who you said to get on the guns, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Ahesha and Cheekra.
Ahesha and Cheekra.
Cheekra? Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
To get on the guns. And you close your eyes for a second and try to sort of calm yourself and reach out. And it is though it's like you close your eyes and you see 2 points of light, but you feel them. You're not really literally seeing them. You see 2 points of light in this ship, and one of them is regular. It's like a light bulb, and the other one is this just blazing. It's like somebody has a searchlight. It's like somebody has it's like somebody. It's like you have one LED and a street light. Like a high-powered street light. Like that's the difference between these two lights that you feel in this ship. But as a result of your extreme failure on the previous roll, a couple of warning shots you see zoom over your cockpit as the other ship has now fired on you, and you can see on your display, it's bringing up its engines and it's gunning right for you. What do you do?
I'm gonna get the ship into combat. I'm gonna roll out of the way of the shots. Send one more quick sort of parting word down the line, just being like, 4 against 2 doesn't seem fair, but I'm not really one for playing fair anyway. And then I'm gonna end the communication and start internal comms with being like, all right, let's blast this sucker.
All right. Ahesha, Cheekra, what are you doing?
Whose guns have the easier target? I'm assuming Cheekra goes. Do you go on top? I don't remember where the guns are anymore.
Yeah, so you've got a top
bottom
turret and you've got a bottom turret.
And I think Cheekra takes top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, I think. Well, the boss said, open fire. We're gonna do that. And yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull up my character sheet.
This is skirmish. Yeah, Cheekra is just like, look, you threaten the ship, you threaten the kid, you threaten us.
Shooting a skirmish?
Yeah, if you're getting up there and you're taking a shot immediately.
That's what Zethu told us to do.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, Cheekra's high as shit. Somebody told them to shoot something.
Ahesha is brain empty.
Yes.
Don't tell her to do things if you don't mean it.
Okay.
No thoughts, head empty. Just
Ahesha. Yeah, skirmish roll for sure.
That's a 5.
Okay. I'm sorry. Note that you are all level 1 and your opponent is level 3.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to roll that again.
You're starting with -2.
Big question:
to your
did we
die
clear
pool.
any stress during hyperspace?
Yes, everybody cleared all their stress except there were a couple of stress trade-offs.
Okay, I don't think I have it.
But
All right, so we're
I don't
down
think you have any.
to.
Yeah,
that gives
so
me 1. All right, well then I'm gonna push myself. I've got a fresh can of stress to pop.
okay. So push yourself, take the 2 stress, and you are up to 1 die here.
No, I had 3 total, so I went down to 2, and I had 1, and then I added 1, so I was back up to 2. Because I got 3 in skirmish.
Yes, good.
Doesn't matter, because that was a 3.
Oh boy. Okay.
Pew pew.
Yeah. So it's immediately going to be bad. Ahesha, tell me what this looks like.
I think Ahesha is probably still like half strapping herself into like this seat, which I don't know how we described it in the past. We're doing it again. It's one of those cool little like dangly ones where you go down into the like an old. I think this was like an old timey World War II
Ball
thing
turret.
too, where
absolutely.
where you had so it's one of those things. So Ahesha's just going whee and barely in it and gets the command like we're doing this, and I think she just starts shooting quantity versus quality.
Absolutely. So
as you seem to do in space. I don't know. It seems like the thing to do. Just spray it around until something.
yeah. So those warning shots fly. You see them fly over the top of the ship, and you immediately like pew 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 pew, and you are just spewing the area behind the Longshot with high-powered, heavy ship-to-ship blaster fire, and this guy is good. Like, this Razor Crest is just dive bombing the Longshot and just weaving around this stream of oncoming fire effortlessly, dodging the blaster bolts. And because we were talking about a full failure, the Longshot is going to have some damage coming at it. So
I just fixed
the Razor Crest swoops in and is essentially going to do a flyby. And you hear over the comm, so much for warning shots. And
it was basically a warning shot.
You feel a big, just everything shakes as the Razor Crest puts a couple of very precise blaster bolts down your down the barrel of your engines, and we see, I'm gonna say the hyperdrive. Because that's easily the most fun option here. Sparks burst from the hyperdrive in the engine room, and I think we get a quick close-up shot of Vel looking through the door of the engine room, and let's say with Chewbacca, who, if you'll recall, is on your ship.
Yay.
So we'll say Vel and Chewbacca are looking through the door of the engine room. Vel looks up to Chewbacca and goes,
Okay, it's definitely not supposed to do that, right?
And let's cut over to I think let's get back to Zethu.
David, before we go to anybody else, could you turn off noise suppression so we can really enjoy that fully next time?
Great. Yeah, I mean, you might not be getting it, but I assure you, there's no noise suppression on for our viewers.
Oh, I'm jealous of them. It sounded so good, and then it got cut off.
It's pretty good. Pretty choice.
I love
Listen, I worked on it all week.
Oh, we're so proud of you.
I did not, but I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like I'm getting
it. I buy it. I believe it.
All right.
I desperately need to know how upset Katie is at you for working on that all week, and or critical.
Listen, this is a yelling household.
That's why we're friends.
Zethu.
Yeah.
We're back to the cockpit. The entire ship has been rocked. And you can see on your displays, hyperdrive is out. What do you do?
Get fucking mad. I mean,
yeah.
She's just swearing in Arcanian and hitting every button known to mankind to get her ship to move faster, be lighter, do a barrel roll, and angle it so that we can fire back, preferably at the weakest parts of his ship. And I took a fun new thing because I had to get rid of a pilot ability in order to take a mystic ability. And I'm wondering if one of them could work here in this situation.
Yeah.
Or if we're too far away. I will let you decide on that.
Well, what are you trying to do?
And I'll just focus on flying. I want to hurt the pilot in the other ship. And I'm pretty pissed about what's happening here. And I don't like that the kid, not my kid, the kid is threatened. And so I'd like to do something called Sundering.
Uh-huh.
So I can push myself to essentially, I'm going to paraphrase because obviously the rules here are not particular to Star Wars. We're making them be. It is pushing myself to use a tune and attune to the Force and twist it so that it causes psychic harm to individuals of my choosing. And I can push myself further to cause damage instead of having it stun an opponent.
Okay, cool.
Those are the specific rules.
Yeah.
Had to knock the book from my bookshelf.
So, mark off the stress to push yourself, and then we're looking at an attune roll.
Although I
this
do think I
is-
don't want to push myself further for damage. I'll take the
Yeah.
stunning effect as is.
Okay, cool. So, attune, you're starting with your attune rating. This is opposed, so you're going to be down 2.
Yeah, so we're gonna be just rolling on the negative because I only have 2 points to attune.
Okay.
I'll take that though.
Yep.
Because I think this is one of those moments where she focused when she was trying to get a read on who was in the ship. Now she's just mad, and when she's mad, stuff happens. 2 5s.
2 5s. Mixed success. Very interesting. Okay. So, I think this is going to be traded harm.
Okay.
So...
Just cleared my harm. Let's rack it up.
yeah. Alright. So... Tell me what this looks like.
Through all the swearing, she is focusing on just keeping the ship out of the blaster bolts, and she's not like reaching out on purpose, but I think all of that anger is coursing through her, and since she did just open herself up not a few seconds ago, that connection might still be there without her even being aware of it, and that energy is just firing down the line.
Cool. Okay, so I think you have you actually started running at this point in terms of like the ship?
Are we attacking or are we trying to run away? Because I think right now I'm doing evasive maneuvers to
Yeah,
allow
'cause-
you at least a chance to get a couple of shots off before we decide if we're gonna try to bolt.
Porque no los dos?
Exactly.
Okay, so you've spun up the drives. You took that. I think you spin up. I think what you're actually doing is you're doing this at the same time as you are starting the ship moving.
Yeah.
To start evasive maneuvers here. So you kick the sublight drives on, and you're starting to move, and you sort of reach back out, and you feel those sort of points of light that you felt earlier, and you are pissed. You hear in the back of your head,
All right, you see them? Now hurt them.
and you just lash out. And I am going to... We have 2 clocks now running. 2 opposing clocks, one for Longshot, one for Mando. I am putting them both at 4. And that is going to fill a segment for Longshot, winning this engagement. So you reach out, and you feel like you're sort of just psychically kind of wrapping your mind around one of the small point and crushing, but then the larger pool of light
Am I gonna get bitch slapped by a child?
supernovas out and sort of bursts your sort of focused concentration off the smaller point.
No, that's fair. I deserve that.
Ahesha, Cheekra, you can very easily see there's just a moment where the incoming Razor Crest kind of wobbles in a way that suggests that its trajectory got knocked somehow. And Zethu, you're going to take 1 point of level 2 harm.
Oof.
Or 1 box of level 2 harm.
Yeah, 1 box. So that's not gonna negatively impact my dice rolls yet.
Not
What's
yet.
in the box?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Not yet.
I'm bleeding again from my nose.
Dr. Gom, what are you doing?
I think Gom's gonna run to the cockpit
Yeah. So
and-
you burst in. You see Zethu kicking the ship into gear, and sort of like suddenly, maybe Zethu, you just suddenly sort of like close your eyes and just take in like a gasp of breath as you feel this sort of just pain from nowhere in particular and from everywhere. And Gom, you see Zethu kind of start as she's trying to kick the ship into gear. What do you do?
I think he's gonna. We said the kid and Chewie are in the engine room, right?
I mean,
Is that
we
that
know
correct?
that.
No,
you may or may not know that.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
as he walks in there, they're not in there. That's right.
Yeah, they're not in the cockpit for sure.
Right. Okay. I think Gom's gonna hop in the co-pilot seat, and he is not looking at the control. He doesn't know that at all. I think he's gonna look at Zethu. I think he's gonna like try to give her like a pep talk, like as she's trying to fly.
Great. Yes. Let's get some of this.
How old does Zethu look?
She looks to be about in her mid to late 30s. It's a little hard to tell because of the race that she is. They tend to be affectionately known as, well, not the offshoots, but the Arcanians can sometimes be called space elves, but they are not.
Sure. Okay. All right.
They tend to look on the younger side, but she's definitely middle-aged.
Okay. All right. So around Doc's age, right? I was like, come on, Zethu, you're better at flying than this fucking guy. I don't know who this guy is, but you sounded pretty mad over the comm. I'll fly this guy. I've seen you outfly Imperials and all sorts of scum. You got this shit, no problem. Take it into gear. Trust your crew. You got this. Come on, Captain. I don't know what role that would be.
I am not going to. I'm not going to make that a roll because I like it. I'm just going to say, Zethu, whatever you do next, you are going to have the benefit of an additional die from Gom's aid.
Awesome.
For this. So, how does Zethu react to that?
I think coming out of the little rage-filled fugue state she was in, at first she's like, it looks like she wasn't even where you walked in, and now she's just like, thanks. I think. Yeah. Let's kill this guy and get out of here.
Hell yeah.
You hear over the intership comm Vel, and you can hear a lot of crackling and commotion in the background here.
Zethu? Okay, I'm in the engine room with Chewie. We're looking at the hyperdrive here. We got hit. It took a direct hit. The Hyperloop manifold is all busted to heck in here, and it looks like it's looping plasma back into the main converter. I'm trying to get it down. Chewie says he knows how to fix it, but I think we can pull some parts.
Kid, do whatever you can to keep us flying, but make sure you keep yourself safe.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best. I have an idea, but it's gonna take some, a little bit of fancy engineering, and the hyperdrive is not going to be entirely intact after this.
Kid, you're the best damn engineering mind I've ever met. If anyone can do it, it's gonna be you.
And you hear, I think you can hear this all the way from the back of the ship without the benefit of the comms. You get a good hearty.
And I'm sure Chewie's also pretty good at this, so. Yeah.
All right. Zethu, you have started moving through space here. You came out of hyperspace in a pretty empty area, with the exception of a few asteroids, and you are noticing as you move towards those asteroids, they seem to be part of a larger field that is up ahead of you. But we're gonna cut to Cheekra. Cheekra, you're in the turret. The ship's got hit. What do you do?
The captain said we should, so we should.
All right. Sounds like you're making a skirmish roll.
It sure does. So I have 3 pips, and then I'm subtracting.
Yeah. So you're starting with 3. You're down 2. So you're starting at 1 now.
May I make an argument that when that ship got mildly knocked off course, that made it vulnerable?
Yeah. Totally.
That's exactly what that move is supposed to do. It
Yep.
leaves the opponent vulnerable.
So
Yeah.
I was at 3, down 2. Now I'm up 1. I'm at 2 currently, and I would like to push myself to get that 3rd dice back.
All right. Take the stress and do it. You're up to 3. Roll them.
That was a great life choice. That's a 6, 5, and a 3.
Okay, 6. That is great. So you are absolutely filling in a.
It's 2 stress for pushing, right?
Yes, 2 stress to push. All right. So the Longshot escapes clock is halfway filled at this point. Cheekra, what does this shot look like?
I think that this is, compared to Ahesha's fairly aggressive spraying, like suppressive fire, I think Cheekra is taking a moment and lines up this shot. We see these heavily dilated Ewok eyes, the pupils reflecting the starlight outside of the canopy of this turret, and just kind of. Then I think it's, instead of a spray of fire, it's just a very precise burst that's designed to hit one of the. I knew the name of the frickin' thing. The little turret, the little engine.
The nacelles.
Nacelles. Thank you.
I got you.
You're so good. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So you put a couple of precise shots right into, we'll say, the port side engine of the Razor Crest, and you can see some flames bursting out of there, though they are somewhat quickly suppressed. But you definitely did some good damage there. Back to Zethu. I think we get a wide view of the Longshot approaching this asteroid field, and the Razor Crest. Both ships are now streaming a little bit of fire and debris into space. What do you do?
You want to see something stupid? And without really saying anything, Zethu kicks the ship into flying directly into the asteroid field. I've heard this has worked before.
Well, let's see if it works again. Yeah, I think you get a transmission on the comms from the Razor Crest that's just really.
Hey, you started it.
Zethu, we are absolutely talking about a maneuver roll
Absolutely.
to navigate your way through this asteroid field.
I have
you
plus dice
start
to
with
that.
your maneuver rating, and you're down 2.
I am up for a regular roll because I have a natural +1 dice when it comes to maneuvering my ship as an ace pilot.
Perfect.
And why not? I'm going to push myself.
Okay, so you've gotten 2 back, and you're at 3 again.
I only have 2 in maneuver. So I just
okay.
have 2. Yeah.
Okay, so you're back up to 2.
Yeah. 4 and a 3.
4 and a 3. Okay. So 4 mixed success here. So
Keep it together, baby.
I think I'm definitely gonna mark a segment for Mando's clock. And you plunge into the asteroid field, and you are immediately weaving and diving through asteroids. This is a fairly small scale debris asteroid field, So you haven't come upon, at least as of yet, anything super like massive, but you know, when you're moving at starship speeds, even even something the size of a small like soda can can be pretty damaging, and you are gonna get a few of those whacking into the Longshot as you go. I am going to say you are going to take damage to your deflector shield.
Okay, that's why it's there.
Which is why it's there.
I would like to send another transmission.
You've got asteroids smacking into the deflector shield. We see the sort of electrical ripple of the deflector shield across the hull as all these little bits of debris hit. And you've opened a channel again.
Listen, this isn't going to be an easy ride, and I'm happy to stay here for as long as it takes, but I think it'd be a real shame if you choked on the controls again, wouldn't it? Especially in here.
All right. We're looking at another role, I think.
Uh-huh.
And now we're talking about command. Because you are commanding him to think about his choices and stop.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, you know what? You had, I'm sorry, did you use that +1 that you had for Gom's assistance?
I used my natural abilities for that. My 1 dice, and I just pushed myself.
Yeah. Okay. You could have gotten another die there. I feel like it's perfectly valid to kick it over to... You have it floating, so if you want to use it.
Okay, I'll use it now. Because I think it'll just put me back at 1, because I'm going to lose 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just use the 1 dice.
All right. Roll 1. Let's see how it goes.
It says huzzah on the dice, so it's a 6.
Okay, 6. Great.
Yes. I'm scary.
All right. I have a very interesting idea, and I'm trying to figure out how to implement it. You're definitely gonna get a segment on the clock, for sure. Okay, so you hear on the comms. There's like silence for a moment, and then you hear. How did you do that? You did that, right?
You want me to do it again?
You can use the Force.
Yeah. That's what they tell me. Oh no!
Gom, you're sitting right there. How do you react to this?
I think Gom just kind of like leans back and it's like, that explains a lot. Which I think he will just say that out loud.
Do any of us hear it?
Yeah, the channel's open.
Yeah,
okay.
I think everybody can hear anything that's on the comms at this point. Everybody can hear.
Okay.
Is there something you want to do at this point?
No, I think you just hear Ahesha go.
That's really funny.
Oh.
Cheekra's still very high.
Okay. You're still maneuvering through this asteroid field, and the Razor Crest is on your tail. But there is this long, very pregnant pause, and then you hear the bounty hunter on the other end say, "There's a planet nearby. Let's talk." and
lean-
you get a little doop on your controls indicating
My GPS.
he sent you a ping of a planet that is on the other side of this asteroid field.
Before Zethu goes back to comm, she turns over to Gom. It's like, what's his play? First he tries to blast us out of the sky, and now he's wanting to talk.
What year does this take place again? Like
Star Wars year, I think we're talking like I forget how Star Wars dating is from the first Death Star, right?
No, it would now be
Or the
after the
last.
Battle of Yavin.
Okay, so I think we're like, I don't know, 15 years out from that, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, because we're right smack dab in the middle of The Mandalorian, which is about 10 years after the end of Return of the Jedi, I think.
right. I'm just trying to remember my timeline here. I think Gom would just be too young to know about Jedi stuff, which is what I was trying to remember to determine how he would respond here.
I mean, in general, I think Jedi stuff is even. I think even people who were around at the height of the Jedi, who are now pretty old, because the Jedi just disappeared and the Empire spent so long, essentially in a hardcore propaganda campaign against them. Even people who at one point might have seen Jedi in person now might be like, okay, maybe I didn't see what I thought I saw. People are questioning things that they themselves witnessed.
Zethu was a toddler during the Clone Wars, and even then didn't really know anything about that until she had that conversation about using the Force a couple episodes ago.
So there are for sure lots and lots of people in the galaxy, maybe even the majority of people, who have not heard of the Force or Jedi, or dismiss them as long ago ancient myths.
Right. Yeah. That I think that's probably how Gom would think of it.
That's kind of the general citizen of the galaxy point of view. Gom may have different knowledge, but
I was just asking because he did grow up in a core world, so he's a little closer. But yeah, I think he would have just been too young for that. I think he's probably around Zethu's age. So yeah, I think he'll look over and go, I mean, talking on foot is better than getting shot at in space, I guess. It's not like our hyperdrive works, and apparently he tracked us through that anyway, which that's impossible. I don't know how he did that.
What do the rest of you think? I can try lose him through the asteroid field, but Doc's right. There might not be a way to keep him off our tail for long. Should we parlay? At least it might give us time to get some of the engines repaired.
It's a good point. The kid and I can stay back and work if you want to go talk.
Yeah, I don't want the kid anywhere near this one. All right. I don't turn on external comms, but I do. I clearly drop away from making more evasive maneuvers and head in the direction of this location.
Cool. Okay, so you pull up and out of the asteroid field, and now you're gonna skirt it instead of going through, which is a decidedly safer option.
But less fun.
The less fun, for sure. The Razor Crest does similarly, and the two of you are now moving in tandem around this asteroid field, and there is a point of light that grows into a planet in front of you. You can. This is This looks to be, as you sort of come into orbit around it, a very sparsely inhabited world. There's not really anything else in the way of space traffic that you can see. Not really much in the way of lights on the surface. You might have a pinprick here and there. But this is a very sparsely inhabited, out-of-the-way planet. And what I want to know from y'all is, what environment do we see as we come upon this planet? In classic Star Wars fashion, this planet is all one biome. So what kind of planet do we want to set down on here?
I feel like we should roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that could be fun. Could each 6-sided dice 6 different biomes?
Yeah, sure. What do we want to put on the list?
Desert, ocean, ice, forest, or I guess terrestrial.
Volcanic,
and
Desert, ocean, ice,
dead,
forest.
Ooh.
necrotic.
Like pitch black-esque.
I mean, I feel like volcanic is close enough to that.
Okay.
That's true.
number 6.
So we have desert,
Well,
ocean, ice, forest, volcanic.
Change forest. One of the forests is like a temperate forest. The other is more of a jungle
Yeah. Okay. So
Or
yeah,
we
I'll
could
just.
do grassland.
or grassland. Yeah, that's good too.
Do we like grassland? Do we like?
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking
forest?
of.
Do we like
Whatever we
jungle?
want.
We just reinvented the Magic the Gathering monotypes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Who wants to roll
actually,
for it?
you absolutely did. Okay, so we're gonna say grasslands is gonna be the last one.
Plain, swamp, mountain, island.
I mean, we could just do that also, which would be hilarious. Yeah, who wants to roll?
You could also just have the 6-1 be wild card.
Some fuck shit.
But then, I mean, David has to figure that out. Though.
Yeah,
We're
that's
trying to
true.
make it
Yeah,
easier
it
for
sounds like
David.
a personal problem.
I asked you for a
No, I think
reason.
we're good. We're good. We don't need to make this
I'm just saying,
complicated.
like,
If I wanted to make it up, I would have done it in advance.
yeah, that's
I
true.
can
That's true.
scrounge around in the first magic card I'll find.
No. We got it.
Nah, so
Alright.
somebody roll a die.
Rolling.
Wesley, how you feel?
oh, Wesley's on it.
Great.
Trey.
All right, ice.
Sweet.
We are on. So you come upon this world that is this brilliant white, crisscrossed with these sort of huge gouges of ice canyons, and I think this is. I'm gonna say you don't see any rock anywhere. This is gonna be like a Europa style planet where it's just an icy shell, but there's no actual landmass. You don't know this, of course. As far as you can see, it's just one big ball of ice. And we see your two ships sort of descend through the clouds and over this just desolate, icy tundra. And these big, sweeping, piercing glaciers just jutting up into the sky at crazy angles. It's got a very... y'all know the painting that Frankenstein was based on? Yeah. There's a very famous painting of a sailing ship caught in some just tremendous, gnarly Arctic ice. And it's just these big, jutting slabs of ice coming out of this completely frozen ocean. And that's the terrain you see. And I think there is you're sort of skimming low, and you see come up over the horizon a small settlement, a little cluster of these domed buildings, these round domed buildings, kind of jutting out of the snow. and there's some, little antennae and various little bits of machinery sticking up. A couple of them are blinking lights. There's something that sort of vaguely resembles the idea of a landing field, and you see, one or two starships parked on it, and you hear over the comms,
There. Just outside of the town.
and the Razor Crest descends, starts to land a little ways away from this little settlement.
I'll bring the Longshot up to follow,
Cool.
resisting the urge to fire now that they're not suspecting it.
Yep. So the two ships sort of come down next to each other. Both are smoking. Clearly both have been damaged. And chunk chunk, the landing gear crunches into the ice. And the landing ramps of both ships descend. Who goes out?
I mean, I'm going out. I'm getting blasters holstered, and I'm recommending everybody do the same.
Yeah. Let's just go around quickly. So Zethu, you're going out. Ahesha.
Oh hell yeah!
Ahesha and Vel. Ahesha had mentioned that Ahesha and Vel would stay back and try to fix
Great.
the hyperdrive.
Okay. So we see you sort of swing out of the turret and head back to the engine room, where we see Vel buried. Actually, no, we see Chewie buried in the hyperdrive with all kinds of tools, and there's sparks flying as Chewie tries to do some stuff, and Vel is just like very rapidly asking Chewie to do things. Okay, I just want you to just tune that converter just like 5 pips to the left, and no, not that far, a little less. Good, perfect. Okay, and then you're gonna need to bring down that. Okay, yeah, no, not that, the other one. Great. Okay, grab that one. Okay, and you're gonna need to connect those 2 leads together, and that's gonna bypass the. Ahesha, great, you're here. Good. I need 2 people's hands for this.
All right, let's do this. And Ahesha just starts hauling herself up into the higher, taller pieces and starts just. She's a mechanic. She can mechanicize. I don't know. She's actually getting to do her specialty for once.
And Chewie goes.
Her specialty's not.
And you, of course, being the one who understands Wookiee, get from Chewie. Bossy kid.
He knows what he's doing.
And we cut over to Gom. Gom, you were in the cockpit with Zethu. Staying, you going? You doing something else?
Yeah, he's gonna go. He's gonna join outside, but he's gonna go back to the med lab or whatever. He's gonna grab his medical garb and kind of switch out his jackets before he heads outside.
Great.
And he will be taking one gun with him, one blaster, and he will be wearing it like not hit like very obviously placed, just out in the open, no confusion, nothing to hide. Just seems like this guy's a straight shooter, clearly. So
Great. And Cheekra.
You see the tiniest little fucking Death Knight rolling out the back of this. Absolutely fully armored up, with straps beyond reason. I think trotting along behind Zethu, like the world's worst attack dog.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
So we see the three of you come down this ramp. There's snow immediately blowing across. It's bitterly cold out here. There's wind sort of just tossing snow and little chips of ice. It's to the point where there aren't snowflakes, right? There's not snow falling. It's just the ice bits that are kicked up by the wind continuously. And you see as the ramp on the side of the Razor Crest descends, there's a figure standing in the doorway, clad in head to toe in this chrome armor and a cloak. And he is extremely heavily armed, blaster at the hip. There is what is clearly a disruptor rifle strapped to his back, which is some serious shit. And the armor that he's wearing looks like serious fucking business. And next to him is floating this sort of egg-shaped metal pod. Maybe it's a droid. Could be some sort of weapon, but it certainly doesn't have anything that would, there's no holes that would shoot anything that you can see. The ramp comes down, and this bounty hunter steps off the ramp into the snow, and we see the two parties walk across to the space in between the two ships. And the figure silently evaluates each of the three of you, Zethu, Gom, and Cheekra, and then says, "Which one of you is the pilot?"
I gesture with the blaster that I'm holding in my hand and just sort of salute with it. That'd be me. I'm still clearly got blood dripping down from my nose from the recent endeavor.
Yeah, and he I think he actually flips out a holopuck and pops up a little rotating display of your head. Zethu Desh.
Yeah. Well, you know my name. Maybe we can know yours.
This one's Cheekra and Dr. Gom Pilsnerg. Desh, you use the Force. Up there.
Yeah.
I need someone with your abilities.
So let me see if I have this straight. First, you try to blast us out of the sky for the bounty that's on my head, and now you want to hire me for a job.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
All right.
Your employer, Riggs. He didn't say anything about that when he sent you after me. Or sent me after you.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
I need to know who trained you.
No one.
You're not Jedi?
Sorry, what?
Jedi. Wizards, they use the Force.
Do I look like a wizard?
I didn't think you did.
Oh. Nobody trained me. And I'm certainly not a wizard. So does that mean we're going to start shooting each other right now?
He sort of considers for a moment, and then scoots the sort of gestures the pod forward, and says, I'm taking care of something. And the top of the pod creeps open.
Whoa! I feel like Zethu like springs backwards, still guns in hand, because I don't know what that thing is.
And we get a little as you see this adorable green little head with these big ass ears. And there's this tiny little green baby tucked in against the cold in this little floating bassinet.
Oh, I must have a sign on my head recently that says free babysitting.
Yeah, I know the feeling. He's like you.
Listen, last I checked, I wasn't 1 feet tall and had long green ears, but sure, just like me.
I mean, he can use the Force.
He's like what? 5 months?
50 years.
Oh, Criff.
What is that? Gom like says this out loud. Like he's like, as soon as the pod opened, he's been like going through his biology textbooks and he has no idea what this is. So he's just gonna ask.
The Mandalorian looks at you, looks back at the kid, looks at you again, and just shrugs.
He gives him like a, all right, like a nod. Okay.
And I think, at this point, which of the three of you is most likely to have a snack on you? Cheekra, what do you have on you?
Hate the. It's cookies. It's Ahesha's cookies.
Yeah, you're a Teddy Graham.
Can the baby eat those?
Yeah.
Should we be giving that to children?
Well, canonically he ate a macaron, so I'm not worried.
He's also 50.
I meant the weed.
Oh, Ahesha doesn't only make special.
Again, he's also 50. He'll be fine.
But yeah, like
that's fair.
Ahesha makes normal stuff too.
All right.
Listen, the special
also-
cookies are only depending on how much Cheekra gives up to her to bake.
Yeah,
I will never be able to burn Teddy Graham out of my fucking brain. Fuck you.
So the
Look, Cheekra, it's you.
the baby reaches out his little green 3-fingered hand out of the bassinet, and Cheekra, you feel one of the pouches on your armor as you're like fully kitted up. Just the top sort of slut. I would like to see the baby.
The cat came in. Everybody stop.
Would like to see the baby.
You feel the pouch open, and you feel one of Ahesha's cookies start to rise of its own volition out of the pouch and up, and it floats across the space between the two parties. We get this just like super wide view of this dead white tundra and this like little black dot of a cookie scooting across it, and then zoop, right into the kid's hand, and he starts just chomping down on it. And
Cheekra just grabs Gom's like leg and just goes, "Did you see that?"
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I assumed that I was still under the influence of the religious rites.
So, you see what I mean, right?
Well, I have just so many questions now. How did you get this?
That's not important right now. But I need to get him to people like him, his own people, who can show him how to do what he does properly.
All right. Okay. I don't know who they are or where to find more of them, us people, wizards.
Mando looks like he's about to say something, and then he just turns and starts walking away back towards the ship.
Hey, whoa!
You said you can't help.
So what, you're just gonna walk away and, what's, no indication of if you're gonna start shooting at us the second we leave?
If you can't help me, I'm taking you in.
Now see, then we have a problem.
And he just looks at you. Totally impassive. Metal helmet. Zethu, you hear the voice. You hear Ziara's voice in the back of your head.
Don't be so hasty. There's an opportunity here. You sensed the power in that child, same way I did, right?
Stop.
Do you say that aloud?
Yeah. The direction of the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Mando stops. He turns. He seems to be fixing his gaze on you.
Look, I don't know if I can help you. But if you think that this kid and I have the same thing, then maybe it might behoove us to work together.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me.
Besides, well, I've already got one kid on board. Might as well start a collection.
Yeah. Mando seems to be sort of looking past you, like up the ramp into your ship. And I think he's gonna say,
What about Karos?
What about Karos?
They're on board, right?
Like I said, there's a kid on board.
he pauses. He seems extremely confused by this.
Karos is a kid.
Yeah, that was more or less our reaction to that too.
And that's actually where we're going to cut it.
Shit.
Let's take our break there. We will be... So, we are going to skip over. We find ourselves now inside a cantina in one of these buildings of this small settlement on this snowbound world where you and the Mandalorian put down your ships, had a bit of a parlay, and learned some very interesting things about each other. And we see, I'm going to say, everybody sitting around a big table, taking up, honestly, most of this very small cantina in this very small settlement.
I'm assuming this also includes Chewie and Vel.
Yep.
Oh boy, what a gang!
Yeah. So we see Chewbacca. We see Vel, this 10-year-old kid with this big mop of curly hair, who I think is still fixated on the hyperdrive repair, and going over a bunch of stuff on a data pad, and kind of just muttering some calculations under their breath. We see, of course, the four of you, Zethu, Ahesha, Dr. Gom, Cheekra, and vaguely across the table from you, though this is round, the Mandalorian in Beskar armor, and a little green head of his foundling, and the I think the Mandalorian is saying to you, so you had a Wookiee on your ship the whole time, and you didn't bring him out.
I figured we could take you.
The Mandalorian says, okay, so here's our deal. You help me, I help you. I need to find some Jedi to train this kid, or take care of him, or whatever it is they do. In return, I'll ignore your bounty. And we're gonna get a little. Yeah, here we go. Now we're in a cantina.
Not me hurrying to look up how persuasive Ahesha is. So the answer is not unpersuasive. I think Ahesha's gonna lean in and say, how about you also help us get our kid home?
What's the deal with that one?
No,
We're just trying to find his parents.
Empire kidnapped him from his family and wanted him to make weapons of war.
We were sent in to take him out, but we're not monsters.
Yeah, Riggs told me about the original contract. I figured he offered you something better.
So, Jedi's for family, and we don't shoot each other.
Alright, that sounds like a deal to me. But first we gotta get off this rock. And both of our ships are busted.
Yeah, well, then it's a good thing you didn't entirely shoot us into nothingness, because we've got the best engineer possibly in the galaxy with us right now trying to fix that.
Right. And
Well, Oh, is he here?
I can definitely do it. And in fact, I think I can actually make the hyperdrive better. Most of the parts that got blown out we don't need anyway, but we are going to need some different parts if I want to swap this out and actually have full efficiency here. Now, I think we can increase it about 5% when we're talking about the hyperspace dilation matrix. But when it comes to the I need some parts.
We can get those parts. But we can try. We might as well. We're doing everything else.
Yeah, and I'll need a few parts to fix up my engine. You gave me a pretty good shot up there.
Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment.
Wasn't it Cheekra?
We were
Over the table. Wasn't it Cheekra? Just checking. Oh my. What's Cheekra's face doing?
Are we?
Yeah, Cheekra's giving a horrible little snaggle to its fucked up smile, just smiling very broadly at the Mandalorian. Was like,
Yes, that was me.
that energy.
Are we in a city? What's the environment we're in here?
Yeah, so you are in essentially a small. It's got the vibe of sort of an Arctic base like cafeteria. You're in this very small area. There's some sort of slit windows. You can see nothing but snow out there, and the wind whipping past with these ice crystals. There is this main big table that all of you are seated at, and like one or two smaller booths around the cantina. And in the corner, there is sort of a quarter circular bar in there, and you are in a larger building, so the door actually leads out to a corridor that you came in, and the sort of guard on watch for this little town directed you to the cantina as a place where you could sit down and talk. So you're in sort of one of these sort of domes in the ice, in essentially a smaller area of it.
Are we gonna be able to find any hyper matrix dilate whatever parts? I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere here.
Well, I was gonna ask, would Ahesha know of place, like where on planets like this you would go looking for stuff as a mechanic?
Yeah, totally. These people are living pretty rough and ready, but
Yeah.
they have some tech, and you did see a landing pad from the air as you came down. So
Okay.
your guess is whatever building services that landing pad is where you'll be able to find spare starship parts. And this settlement, like I said, it's small, it's rough, but if they are actually getting starships in the air out and back on occasion, then they'll have the parts to repair them somewhere, unless they're in a pretty dire situation.
Okay. You give me a shopping list, kid, and I can see what I can do. I don't think you should be the one out there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here, I've written everything on this data pad.
And Vel hands you over the data pad that they were going over, and there is this just absolutely meticulous list of parts, and every part has like 3 alternates that
I
would
love
also
this.
work. Yeah.
Ahesha takes a look at it and says, "It's good stuff, kid."
Well, Okay, the good stuff is rank 1, and then there's a color-coded system here. So you can see the 1 rank corresponds to blue, and then 2 green, 3 yellow, and then a couple of these are tagged in red. That's category 4, and those, well, they'll get us somewhere else where we could find the better part.
We don't want those.
No. No, I mean, look at, like, a thrust vector converter.
That's just asking for a blowout.
Right. Tag that onto a hyperdrive. It'll work, but why would you even bother when you could just reroute around it entirely? But, of course, in that case, you need... Well, it's all on the list. It's all on the list.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. So then... What's the plan?
Get the parts. Get out of here. Listen, we've got a lead on their parents already. We could start there.
What kind of lead do you have on other wizards?
None leads.
Zethu, you're lying. Because you absolutely have a lead on at least one other Force-sensitive person. I think I want a persuade roll to see if Mando realizes that you know more than you're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the L on that and roll badly. And
Okay.
also, while Zethu remembers, maybe
and-
Marcy's memory is a little bit foggy
Yeah.
about who the particular lead was, because I know there was one
Well,
outside the one that I killed.
yeah, the lead is very much in your head.
Oh, the lead's in my head. All right. Oh, good.
Yeah.
That'll be easy to explain. Sure. All right.
And I think we're talking about a fortune roll here, so you can just roll your... Though
Oh,
this is opposed.
It's still gonna be negative. I don't have anything.
Yeah,
in
okay.
it. I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Okay.
So it'd be 4.
So 4, mixed success. I think Mando knows that you're not being completely truthful here, but doesn't quite grasp in what way. And he's actually gonna push a little in this case then.
Alright. You can do things with the Force, right? Where did you learn to do it?
Well, up until a few weeks ago, I just thought that was a thing that other people could kind of do. I thought it was just instincts. I've always had them.
Mando, like, puts both elbows on the table and leans in and just stares at you. Like, really?
Yeah. I didn't know it was the Force. Until, I found out from a target. Not the exact target, but the adjacent target to the target. That told me what I was actually doing.
Okay, so what about them?
Well, I killed. We killed her. She's very dead.
Have you considered looking for the Walker of the Sky, the great hero of the rebellion?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me just call him up on the comms right now.
Who are you talking about?
The Walker of the Sky, the one with the destroyed the Death Stars. The great sorcerer. What is not to understand?
Hey, Cheekra? What?
The Walker of... Do none of you even know your own history?
Yeah, Mando is just staring at you. He has no clue what you're talking about.
I think we both are now.
Ahesha's brain empty, so obviously she's still.
How's Chewbacca looking right now?
Hey, what is
Is,
Chewbacca saying? Is he
Is
saying
this
anything?
some sort of religious belief that the little Wookiee has? And Mando is like looking at the rest of you, like somebody
TBD?
explain what this tiny Wookiee is talking about.
Listen.
Yeah, TBD.
He looks at Chewie. Chewie goes, "Ah!"
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Same, buddy.
Wow, nice. Way to keep it close. Look, I know about the
Oh my
whole-
god, okay. I have the dumbest idea. Okay, so I know where you got the human kid. Where'd you get the Wookiee kid?
I think Zethu is actually laughing into whatever drink she got.
They seem like they have some weird ideas about things.
The Wookiee kid! Cheekra called you a Wookiee kid!
The Wookiee's old as shit.
Oh,
And we kind of just picked them up along the way, I think.
do we all look the same to you? Nah.
Hey, maybe it's the helmet. It's gotta be hard to see in that thing.
It's true.
I am an Ewok, you ignorant ape.
The Mandalorian nods. He's processing this information.
Look, we
Listen,
all
if
signed
it's
on to do
mini
this
sized,
job.
it's a kid. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
The barkeep comes over. He is middle-aged guy, dressed, I think in some heavy quilted layers and a cap with ear flaps. Hoth, but less military. And
Hoth casual.
Hoth casual. Yeah. Says, well, I couldn't help but overhear you're looking for starship parts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Think I might be able to help you with that.
all right, let's talk.
And he sits down next to the Mandalorian and starts addressing the group.
I'm gonna instinctively kind of sit up a little bit to block Vel from view.
So, bartending ain't exactly a full-time job down here, in the snow. So most of the time I'm a mechanic, work on what machines we got, and got a couple of snub-nosed fighters. Every once in a while we get a freighter in, and well, we certainly got a stock of parts on hand, and I think I could arrange a trade.
Trade for what?
Well, you lot look like a rough and tumble sort. Came in here pretty heavily armed. Don't see many people walking around with pieces like that. And he indicates the Mandalorian's rifle,
Oh.
and then nods to Chewbacca, or muscle like this one here. He's saying something, right?
What is he actually saying?
He's saying, yes, of course I'm saying something.
No, before that.
He says, what did he say?
He's like muscle like that.
Before, yeah. Oh, so Chewbacca said previously, who are you talking about?
Ahesha. I'm trying to decide if she wants to tell him this back in Wookiee or not.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
He's talking about you, hot stuff.
Oh no.
Oh, no, Chewbacca said, who are you talking about?
Yes, and then Ahesha says
back
to Chewbacca.
Back to Chewie. Okay,
He's talking about you, hot stuff.
Understood. That's a all right.
It's not a no. She says that to the mechanic.
Yeah, and the mechanic bartender looks very confused at this this exchange. Well, anyway, we got a problem out here with ice worms. They burrow under the foundations of the settlement and creates a lot of problems. Sometimes pop up, get some supplies. If you're really unlucky, get a person or two. And there ain't that many of us. So, and, well, you saw our front door guard. We can't exactly go out and hunt them ourselves. Group of folks like you, though, you could get yourself over to their cave, blast them up a bit, and, well, that'd do us a big favor. And I reckon we'd be willing to trade just about any part we have on hand for that.
Free is my favorite price tag.
How big are we talking?
How many are we talking?
Well, they're not small fellows, and we don't really know how many of them there are. Pop up at random, and we can't keep track of them. There's an ecologist on staff who's been trying to figure out how to count them all, and, well, she ain't got an estimate yet, but she's working on it.
And you eat them.
Can't say as I've ever tried, but if you want to take a bite, you're welcome to it. Hard carapace, though. Warn ya.
Zethu looks over at the rest of you guys, sort of like, I'm with a look that clearly reads like, oh, I'm game. I mean,
Sounds
we've
like
handled
fun to
worse.
me. Yeah.
Like, we don't really have an option.
We'll also look at Mando.
He nods.
All right, we'll do it.
We'll. She's not going to ask her a question while they're still here.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. How about a round of drinks then? On the house.
Freeze.
Yeah.
As she said, free is the best price.
Great. And I think that is a good spot to cut. So.
I just realized what you did, you fucking savage. In the middle of our season, you're devoting 2 episodes to the Mandalorian for no reason.
Yeah, in classic serialized Star Wars tradition.
He can't be a side character in anything. It's his show now.
I mean, we should be so lucky.
I know, right?
Now you're getting it.
Yeah, listen, Mandalorian can take over my show any day.
Word.
All right, so we cut to unless there's anything else anybody wants to do in the settlement or back at the ship. Let's cut to the Iceworm Cave.
The question Ahesha was gonna ask once they were out was, "Are we leaving the kids behind?"
Yeah. So what did you do with the babies?
Chewie.
We have a robot.
Vel,
We have a robot that can
you
watch.
you want to stay behind? It's probably gonna be safer on the ship, and you can have a little buddy with you.
We take Chewie.
We take Chewie. So
We take Chewie.
so it's what's your mom's name?
L4
LS.
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 Yeah, R4LS.
R4LS. There we go.
I was so
R4LS.
confused by that. It's like, oh right, my robot mom. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
My droid
So
mother.
we definitely get a quick scene of R4LS ushering Vel and the child back into the Longshot, and just sort of mothering all over them, and
Zethu is like standing out, watching all this next to Mando, being like, "She's
Okay,
good with
don't
kids."
worry. We're gonna have a great time, everybody. But I need everybody to listen, okay?
With
Now-
their listening ears.
You need to put your listening ears on, and good. And you, little guy, all right? I can tell you're a slippery one. Okay, I can tell already, and I'm gonna need eyes on you. Well, and she sort of spins her little droid dome around. Well, eye on you at all times. Okay, don't get out of my sight. And the child kind of cocks his head quizzically.
I mean, she's good with them. She practically raised me, so they'll be fine.
I don't like leaving the kid with a droid.
That makes two of us, but would you rather bring them into the dangerous ice caves?
Mando doesn't respond directly to that, but instead looks to R4LS and says,
Take good care of him.
and then turns, and the rest of you follow Mando into the Razor Crest. And then
The dream come true.
We see the Razor Crest a bit sputtery, landing at the side of this glacier. We are in front of a big open cave mouth of just jagged ice in the jagged icy side of this massive glacier. And you can just see a little ways into the ice cave, where there's just this little sparkle of light off of these huge icy stalactites and stalagmites that are in there. What do you do?
I'm checking my blasters.
Yeah, I'm checking my loadout.
I think Gom's gonna look around, just survey visually. Is there any like carcasses or anything around? Any signs of a recent meal, perhaps?
Yeah, let's have a roll. I think this is going to be a fortune roll, and let's use your study stat.
Okay. I'll just roll it straight. So just one. That is a 5.
5. Okay, so a weak or mixed success. I think what you see is a shed iceworm exoskeleton. You're sort of looking around and you see this lump in the ice and snow, and Gom, you go over and you start brushing off the dusting of snow, and you see this, you realize massive, a very large for sure, like easily 3-foot diameter mouth that is just full of snaggly icicle-like teeth and these little mandibles that is just sort of slumped over in the snow. And there's some holes in it, so you can see that this is just sort of the a shed carapace.
I think Gom just backpedals out of there with his like blaster drawn. Like,
Yeah, you backpedal right into Mando, who sort of stops you with a hand on your back.
My bad. I think one shed recently, and he just kind of gestures at the carapace with his blaster, and he steps out of the way of the Mando.
Yeah,
Behind him, preferably.
No, he's like.
Oh.
I mean, he'll let you sort of step by, but he's very specifically like, you are not running away from this situation, my friend.
Oh no, no running away. Just letting the big guns in first.
He checks something on his wrist, seems satisfied, and marches ahead into the cave. What do the rest of you do?
Follow.
This guy's crazy. He's gonna get us killed.
Hey, you've been flying in my ship for a while, and you haven't died yet. I'm not anymore sane.
Yeah, but there weren't giant worms on your ship.
Well, hopefully there still won't be, so.
All right. He's talking shit, isn't he? He's I can tell. I'm picking up the tone. He's talking shit.
Don't look at me.
He looks to Chewie for confirmation. All right. Gom walks forward.
Cheekra is scuttling along. I think. Is it possible to snap one of these? There's teeth still in this carapace.
There's sort of there's like mandibles. Yeah.
Can I take one of those?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You walk up to the carapace. You snap off one of these like side jaw mandibles. It is the sort of end joint of it is about like a third of your height.
Wow.
And you are marching into the cave. It is obviously very dark in here. And as you are going through the ice tunnels, start to sort of narrow down until they are pretty. They're a pretty tight fit. At one point.
Small caves in an ice planet. It's like being home.
And you get to a point very quickly where there's no light.
I still have room in my loadout to say I could have brought some source of light with us if we need.
Yeah, sure.
If you
mark off a thing of gear, you can have like a lantern or a torch or something.
I'll say I got one of those.
Great.
Yeah,
you have some kind of glow
hands
stick
for pistols.
Yeah. I still have enough.
Your pistol.
Because I just have the blaster pistol and a detonator on me, so I have room for a couple things.
Great. All right. So you're going through. You click the light on, and you see you're in these ice caves that are just these sort of very smooth cylinders, sort of moving through the ice, and they start to sort of twist off in different directions. And interestingly, in the time that it took you to get your light source, Zethu, Mando has marched on ahead, and you are now faced with a couple of different branches of these tunnels, and you do not know which one he went down.
Hey, Mando. With no response, I'm gonna I'm gonna hold up a hand and say, hey, just give me a minute. We don't need anybody getting lost here, and I'm gonna reach out, see if I can sense where he is.
Cool. Give me, I think we're talking about a fortune roll still, to attune.
All right. Oh, 2 4s.
Cool. Okay. Mixed success. Cool. Okay. I know what the mix is. So you reach out and you sense what that point of light that you now know is. You're starting to sort of get a sense of who is who. Like, you've done this enough time that you reach out and you feel, okay, there's Ahesha, there's Gom, there's Cheekra, there's Chewy. And there is same feeling as when you were up in space. There's Mando. And you turn and there is a pretty small hole that you are certain is the one that Mando went down.
How the hell did he get through there?
Yeah, it's large enough that you could just sort of like basically wriggle into. It is just large enough for Ahesha, but Chewie looks at that hole and gives a... He's not fitting in there.
Hey, look, I don't make the rules. He's down there somewhere, off in that direction. Listen, we could... What, you want me to do? Blow up the space, the tunnel?
And
what did he say, Ahesha?
What did he say?
Chewie says, like, I guess I'll stand guard.
Oh. Sorry, buddy. Hey, maybe there'll be something exciting and we'll get attacked from the back while you're out here. Ahesha just pats his arm.
All right. Guess we're going in.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. So you all start crawling into this smaller tunnel.
Am I crawling?
Cheekra, I don't know if you can walk fully upright, but you can probably walk stooped if you wanted to.
I mean, I'm all of 3 feet tall.
Yeah. So that's...
I'm looking
that
to
is
see
up to
whether
you.
or not I can see in the dark.
Yeah, Zethu is secretly not having a great time.
Yeah.
There's something about being in a dark ice cave that might be bringing back some bad childhood times.
Yeah, maybe not the best.
Not the
for
best.
Zethu Desh.
Don't like this.
But you are not crawling for too long before you feel the tunnel start to sort of descend down, and then it's descending down very steeply, and all of a sudden, all of you are sliding and tumbling down this ice chute, and you come out, Scooby-Doo style, bop, 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 into a big ice chamber where you see Mando standing dead still, confronting this absolutely enormous worm. It is a huge version of what Gom uncovered outside, 3 times as big easily. And it is in the center of the room in this sort of like icy nest coiled around a bunch of ice encrusted eggs, and rearing up easily 20 feet into the air and it, as you all enter, looks you all, well, it points its mouth in the direction of all of you, and with mandibles splayed, roars in all of your faces.
Oh, have I mentioned how much I hate caves?
No, thank you.
What do you do?
Oh, shoot the sucker.
Shoot at it? Yeah. Pew, pew.
Somebody give me a fortune roll.
I've been rolling like crap today, so I'm gonna say it's now.
I got it.
Yeah, do it.
Roll it.
Well, I don't got it. That's a 1.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Everything's going right.
Zethu, you raise your blaster as you're starting to get to your feet, but Mando reaches out and pushes your hand down and says,
It's got kids.
And we need parts.
and the worm is actually, like, that initial roar was clearly a warning. It's not prepared to immediately attack. It actually sort of pulls back and curls itself tighter around the eggs, and is sort of like just sort of vaguely snarling protectively at you.
Okay, Mando, what's your play? We don't kill the worm because it's got babies, and then we don't get out of this ice hellhole.
And it keeps killing the people up there.
Listen, I thought you were all about protecting the kids.
No, I'm about protecting my kid.
But also there's kids up there.
Can we argue another time when there's not a worm in front of us, please?
And Mando, I'm pretty sure you're about protecting yours. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even had initiated this parlay. You brought us here.
There's gotta be another way to deal with it.
To procreate is not one that means any sort of moral justification in the universe. Life is hard, human.
Cheekra, give me a persuasion. It sounds like you're trying to persuade. Give me a roll to persuade. I think you have, so you're against Mando, so you're down 2, but I think you have +1 from Zethu.
Well, I started with 0, so
Great.
Take
Okay.
that +1.
So
my
you're up to 1.
I'm up to 1. All right.
Three.
3. Okay.
Yeah. It literally dropped over from 6 onto 3. I got so excited for a second.
All right. So you're all engaged in this conversation. Cheekra, you turn to Mando to say this, and you can see he's mulling the words over, considering what it is you have to say. And then from behind you, suddenly the worm reaches out, grabs your entire little Ewok body in its mouth, and flips you up into the air and swallows you whole.
Oh, fuck.
As soon as Cheekra's up, Ahesha's shooting.
Yep, same.
Saying, well, there goes that plan, and just like the second it takes Cheekra, Ahesha wants to react with fire.
Do it. Give me
Not
a
like
skirmish
Buddy.
roll.
What,
Cheekra,
level?
level 2 harm. 1 box.
I roll to resist.
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna say,
Ahesha,
what level is the worm?
This thing is level this thing is level 1. So
Okay.
you are
That's
at
what we are,
parity
yeah.
with it.
And that's Pips in what, prowess?
Yeah, this is definitely prowess to resist getting digested.
I did get a 6 on that.
That's a 6 and a 5 on the
Nice.
resist roll.
Great. Okay, so you resist without stress.
Bump it down to 1
And
level
that
1.
bumps it down to 1 level 1. We're starting a clock for
And-
worm.
One thing that I have been totally
Worm
forgetting
clock.
to do is that I get to clear a stress when I take harm.
Nice.
I've
Amazing.
been forgetting to do
Yeah,
that.
do that because
so
that's a
long.
great move.
That's a great move.
All right,
I rolled
so
a 6 on my
6.
skirmish.
Great. That will absolutely fill in one of the segments on the ice worm clock. All right. Who else is blasting?
I'm blasting too. I think the second I saw that, I feel like Ahesha and I
Yeah.
tag teamed this blast.
Just from
And
two different
Mando
angles.
kind of roll dodges out of the way, and you hear him say, "Well, I tried."
I think Zethu shouts over the blaster fire, "You can't save everyone," and gets a 5.
Cool.
It bit first.
All right. So that's gonna fill another. That's gonna tick another on the ice worm. And Zethu, you're gonna have I think level 1 damage coming at you as the worm. You're blasting at it. And actually, I think this is when some of the kids show up. And there are a couple of other worms pouring in.
Oh God, I thought you meant our kids, and I was about to go into panic
The
mode.
worm kids, the ice worm kids. And
Yeah.
there's a couple of other smaller ice worms wriggling in from the side. And Zethu, as you get those shots off, one of them leaps at you and is on you and is kind of grappling you with its mandibles. 1 harm. One
Right.
level 1 harm. Gom.
I would love to. I think that brings Zethu. Zethu, does that bring you to a full level 1 or just 1?
No, I have
Okay,
one tick
alright.
in level 1 and 1 tick in level 2 currently, but nothing full.
Skirting on the edge there, I see.
I like
Okay,
to live
I
dangerously.
think. I think Gom will. Jeez. I think Gom will try to. I don't know if he would try to shoot the worm off of Zethu or try to tackle the worm off of Zethu. I think in a panic he'll just
What
try
does
to
your heart
shoot.
say? Okay, great.
Yeah, I think he'll just try to
skirmish.
shoot the worm
Great.
off of Zethu.
Yeah, so
I will.
skirmish,
I'm
and
gonna push myself
you're
for
at level
that.
parity. You gonna push yourself? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind everybody that dark side bargains are also a thing in this game.
Don't
We
worry.
haven't used any of those. Just a reminder for general purposes. All right, Gom, roll them up.
Sure.
Let's see where we get.
Only general and no nefarious.
Because the ability I'm using, I'm a doctor, not a. I have to describe some other sort of influence to justify how I'm using operate for this. I'm going to say he's taking influence from Zethu's many trick shots that she's done over their adventures together, and try to hit the worm and only the worm and not Zethu.
Hit the worm, only the worm.
Or you know what? Hopefully, just not Zethu. Oh.
Yeah, great.
2 of those fell off the table somehow. That is a 6 and a 5 and a 1. So a 6.
You're not hitting me.
Okay, 6, great. Yeah, so that will absolutely blast this small worm apart. What does this look like?
I think he rolling out of the way of the worm strike is maybe being generous for what Gom did. Maybe diving onto the ground, maybe a few feet to the side is better. And then while he's like trying to get up, he sees one of the smaller worms tackles Zethu, and he like doesn't even get up all the way and just quick draws his gun and just fires off 2 shots.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
So You're sort
Thanks,
of
Doc.
tossed like blam blam, and this worm is just off you, Zethu. Cheekra, you're inside a worm, and you can feel this just absolutely frigid gel start to sort of encase your body and mat into your fur. What do you do?
Sorry. Think of funny things to say. I can't say it right now. I think Cheekra is going to leave any sort of weapon slung or holstered, and yoink out those oh so handy marriages of ancient technology and modern material, and these flaked, incredibly sharp transparent steel blades will be withdrawn. And sometimes you don't want to put the small spiky thing inside you.
Sometimes you do not. Give me a skirmish roll.
Just out of curiosity, would something be considered vulnerable if I was inside it?
I'm going to say no. You are absolutely the more vulnerable one here, as you are being actively digested.
Rude, but fair. So if I were to hear a dark side bargain, what would that be?
Dark side bargain, the dark side bargain is going to be, you will get a die because you're going to have some assistance on this, but the assistance will injure you.
Okay. I would like to offer you an alternative in that I'm going to use an ability instead of rolling a dice, and I'm going to push myself to perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman.
Okay.
And remembering that Ewoks are pound for pound much more powerful than human beings. In fact, an Ewok is stronger than a human. I would like to remind you that that's super Ewok.
Okay.
I would like to, I don't know.
Continue?
I'd like to tear my way out of this thing with just by main force.
All right. Yeah.
Do I have to roll for that?
Give it a shot. Yes, you're still gonna have to roll for that.
Okay. So currently I'm sitting at -1 from.
But I will let you, if this is better for you. This sounds like you are moving more towards a maneuver.
No, it's not even remotely better for me.
Okay.
I will just roll what I would have rolled, but I want you to know that it's super, super Ewok.
Okay. Yeah. Using your bare hands will allow you to do this in a way that
can narratively can I say that I
otherwise.
pushed myself to get a dice instead of or how is this mechanically working?
How it's mechanically working is you are allowed to narratively do this thing that you would not otherwise, that simply would not be possible otherwise.
Dope. Got you. So I'm going to be rolling with skirmish plus -1 from my my one box of harm.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 2 dice. Because I've already used my push myself for the unstoppable. That will do it. That will be a 6 and a 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to this dice, which is rolled
6.
almost exclusively 1s and 6s.
6 will absolutely do it. Cheekra, what does it look like as you claw your way through the icy carapace of this giant ice worm?
What part is closest to Zethu?
The mouth?
Why y'all gotta pick on me?
Because it's funny. I think you watch as like as this mouth is just this gaping maw is just coming at you. You just watch as the carapace starts to bulge on the left side of its head, or on the left side of its neck, head, worm. And one of these daggers punches its way through, followed by an absolutely glop covered furry little paw. And then a chunk just gets ripped out as another furry little paw shows up, and you just see a head pop out. This little rust-colored hood, just covered in goop, ice worm goop.
Yeah, Cheekra, you bust out onto the icy ground of the cave. Through the sort of like lower neck, whatever, of this ice worm. And this thing that was a bad one, for worm, but it's still coming at you.
Does it eat me again?
What do you do? Or what does anybody do?
Gom throws up.
I think since you said you came out like close to where I was, I see this gaping wound that you've created in the worm, and I think back to what I did earlier in our firefight, and I now reach out on purpose because I'm a little pissed about being in the dark on an ice planet in a cave, and now there's a freaking slimy worm that just tried to eat my friend. And I'm gonna try sundering this thing again.
Nice.
All right. Let's have a roll to attune to the force.
Yeah, baby. Just very... I'm trying to think if I want to pop in another... No, since I already have to push myself in order to activate this power. Yay, new powers. Oh, the stress. I'm just going to try to make it vulnerable. Because y'all bring the heat more than Zethu does when it comes to blasters. Hell yeah, baby. 6 and a 3.
All right. 6 will do it, and that is going to fill the clock. Zethu, what does it look like as you reach out with the force and end this thing?
All right, I'm done here. And as I'm trying to get up after being tackled by the worm, I'm just sort of gonna spring forward and use one hand and sort of reach metaphysically through the wound that Cheekra created.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be super gory here, but forcefully like yank its tongue out the back of its head.
Like, you know when you take a lobster apart?
Yeah, it's a little like that. I'm gonna snap it.
It's that.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap it. I don't think that's what she even meant to do, but I do think that has occurred.
Yeah, and you sort of like inside out this part of the head of the worm. And these...
I think even she's shocked by that, because that she didn't know that would happen.
These little chunks of rigid flesh splatter against the ice as this thing collapses in a just absolute heap of a carapace. We see sort of behind and off to the side of you as you stand there in front of this thing, Mando, arm extended, just blasting flames washing over the other remaining small worms that had come into the space.
Ahesha also would have been adding to that fire, pulling the... I'm assuming that Cheekra, when they leave, loads the large blaster on Ahesha's back, so she definitely pulled that out once she saw Cheekra come out of the worm belly.
Yep.
And helped.
Yeah, so you and Mando are kind of like doing the cleanup, like side by side, just sort of like methodically raising the rest of these
Yep.
only like 2-foot diameter ice worms that have come out. And we see the rest of them collapse, and there are all these ice worm carapaces littering this chamber, this large ice cave. And all that's left now is that nest and those eggs. And Mando walks up to the nest, holds out his wrist with that flamethrower, and turns to look back at the group of you. We doing this?
You want to get that kid to where he belongs?
And in a big gout of flame washing over the ice worm eggs, melting their exteriors, and rendering every single future ice worm in this cave null and void and no longer a threat. We wipe back to the, I guess, 6 of you, including Chewie, straggling back into the settlement, a little bit charred, a little bit frostbitten, and certainly covered in way more ice worm viscera than you were when you set out.
It happens.
All right. Your worm problem solved. I think if we're walking back into that bar area with the bartender that did the deal.
Yeah,
with us.
the door opens. You walk in this state. The bartender and mechanic looks momentarily horrified at your state, but then cheers up immediately. Oh, you got them all then?
Yep, even the eggs.
From the inside out.
Well,
One furry little paw slaps up on top from out of sight, up on top of the bar, and leaves like a credit chip.
yeah, and Cheekra,
Very
you're
nice.
still. I think it's hardened into ice, but there is this sort of like iced gel just in all of what fur you still have.
Is it all just like standing up, like really, really old, like what is it, 90, like 2000s
Yeah.
gelled spiky hair?
That's very much the vibe.
Oh my god, the Ewok is covered in frosted tips.
Yes,
Yes.
basic. Oh, literally.
Yep. You little frosted tips, my friend. So the bartender says, "Well, all right. Let's find you those parts." And nods and starts leading you down the corridor out of the bar. Ahesha, you, as y'all are walking, your comm buzzes.
I look down to what's going on.
Are you gonna answer?
Oh, yes. I was like, I don't know, does my comm have caller ID?
It does not. No caller ID in Star Wars.
All right. Seems like an oversight, but okay.
Do you have a voice comm or a holocom?
Whatever we all have, I think. I don't know if we've specified.
I am giving you
Let's do
free reign.
let's do one that can do both, so it depends on what the sender is sending.
Okay, great. So, a head and shoulders come up on your holocom, Ahesha. Very familiar head and shoulders to you. And the figure in the holo says, Ahesha Laluar. It's been a while. This is a man wearing a very rakish cape, who you of course recognize as one Lando Calrissian. Well, I can't believe that you were in Cloud City and you didn't even stop to say hello.
I would have come by, but some, goons chased us off, as they do.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Seems a lot of people are very interested in you right now, Ahesha.
You can't be surprised.
I am certainly not. If you had skipped out in the middle of our dinner date all those years ago, well, I might still be thinking about you. In fact, I was thinking about you, and that's why I called.
I was gonna say. What can I do for you, Calrissian?
I, don't suppose Chewie's with you.
Yep. Say hello, big guy.
Ah, yeah. There's the old walking carpet. Listen, he was supposed to swing by to see me after he met you at that diner, and, well, he never did show up. So, I got to thinking.
It's kind of like that date, Sometimes when you get shot at, you gotta make a quick exit.
Yeah, well, that's a lot like you, Ahesha, but, not too much like Chewie. Check the security footage at Cloud City. Saw the whole thing. You still fight pretty good.
Thanks. Gotta stay sharp on my feet.
Listen, are you nearby?
It can be.
All right. You remember those imps that we were tracking down? All those years ago before, again, you just up and left in the middle of that dinner date and never responded to any of my calls, which is, well, I'd like to say it's a first for me, but that would be a bit of a lie.
You gotta let that go, Lando.
Well, maybe I can see my way clear to doing that if you'll do me a favor. I want to get that job done, Ahesha. I tapped Chewie and got your old friend Caden Beale out here. And I want you on this team. We found the Moth's travel plans. She's moving bases. And if we strike now while she's in transit, we can get her for good. Shut down the whole Imperial remnant in this sector. And I can't think of anybody better, anybody who I'd rather have on that team with me, than you.
Is it gonna be a quick in and out, you think?
Quick smash and grab. Like the old days. Keep it clean. What do you say?
Let me talk to my people. And, yeah. That thing's been bothering me for years. It'll be good to get her gone.
Good. Glad to hear. Alright. You and Chewie get whatever kind of transport you can get from wherever it is you are. I'll reimburse you for it, or whoever you borrow it from. Get back here to Cloud City. We'll set up the job. And, hey, I'll have you back wherever it is you're going real quick. Unless you want to pick up that dinner later. No, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I will wait until I see your wonderful face in person.
That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
Stay sharp, Lando.
Hey, you too, Ahesha. Lando out. Zoop. Chewie was sort of off to the side looking over your shoulder for that call.
Does that mean we going?
Yeah, he's asking if we're going.
Ahesha looks around to the rest of the crew. Well, I'm assuming you heard that. You mind if Chewie and I pop out and take care of some quick business? It's unfinished business.
Could I stop you if I tried?
I mean, she shot at me. A lot. In the middle of the date.
Well,
Feels personal.
well, I can understand personal. We still got to fix up the ship, but
Kid's got it.
if your friend can ensure the city police don't try to attack us, we can maybe drop you off.
I was thinking that we could try to see what's here, and because he said he'd reimburse us.
All right.
Sorry, that was to David. I don't know if that's an option, because then we wouldn't want to.
I would like to know whether you will make cookies before you leave.
Of course.
In case you die.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Cookies is what I would like to be remembered by.
I think our helpful bartender mechanic will say to you, if you're looking to get off world in a hurry before your ship's fixed, we got a couple of snub fighters on the pad. One of those will take 2. I think you might be able to fit the big guy in there.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate it if you'd bring it back, though. You did us a big favor getting rid of the ice worms, but well, we only got so many of these ships. And, without them, we're pretty stranded out here.
And give us an invoice, and we'll make sure you get reimbursed for usage and wear and tear.
Right. Well, let's get that in order then.
Okay.
Also, that drink, please.
Oh, right. I'll go back to the
whole bottle's
cantina.
fine.
No, or fact, you know what? We'll figure that out when we get over there. And let's just get one before we go shot of I think the let's just get one parting shot of the crew seeing Ahesha off as you're about to get into this fighter with Chewie and jet off for a bit. Does anybody have any brief parting words?
Yeah, I think Zethu holds her hand out for like a handshake or a hand clasp, and it's just like, well, you better come back alive, or I'm gonna have unfinished business.
Fair. And I know Calrissian doesn't want you coming for him. But I'll be back. Can't leave you with the kid alone for too long.
Yeah, who knows what kind of trouble we'll get into.
Hey, try to talk that one out of his helmet.
Why would I do that?
For fun?
All right. Sure. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, I'll bring back stories too.
All right, you better.
I think Ahesha feels a very warm and fuzzy and recently showered Ewok like full body hug your calf.
Oh my god. It's too cute. Hey buddy, I'm not gonna be able to toss you in the next fight probably, but you can trade Doc while I'm out.
Truly, it is an outrage.
Doc can do it.
We shall see.
Take care of everybody.
They shall not die while I watch over
Yeah.
them. Yes.
We all know who's the real dad of this crew.
I have a reputation to maintain.
All right.
And with that, the cockpit on the snub fighter closes, and you and Chewie are taxiing off the landing pad. And that is where we will wipe to black on this episode. So, thank you all for joining us here on Manapot Studios for Flights of Fandom, a long shot. We're going to be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with our next installment. In the meantime, you can head over to youtube.com/Manapot Studios to watch some of our past flights. You can also catch previous episodes of this series. If you didn't catch the last one that we did, it's on VOD right here on Twitch. Check that out. Once again, I've been David. You can check out my games over at dbb-8.itch.io, including a setting-agnostic version of the game that we've been playing right here called In the Dark. That is available as a pay-what-you-wish with some expansions. And I'm also on Instagram at dbrunelbrutman. You can look me up there. With that, I will throw it over to our cast for their final shout-outs, plugs, and sign-offs. Let's start with Hopper.
Ooh, shit, that's me. What's up? Still me, still Hopper. Unfortunately, that's a terminal condition. I have been playing Cheekra tonight, but you can find me on many Flights of Fandom, as well as every other Sunday here on Manapot Studios over on The Hole in the World, a Invisible Sun actual play show along with Marcy. It's rad. It's bonkers. You should check it out. Additionally, plug. I'm gonna plug myself. You should also check out the Legend Tree on Twitch. That's with underscores instead of spaces. Right now we're doing Gloomhaven playthroughs with a group of idiots. It's a really good cast. We're just having fun. We're playing through. Listen to us be dumb. We make character-driven choices, and pretty soon here I'll be producing my first actual play. I'm sure badly, but I'm very excited about that. So if you follow me on one of the social medias, I will keep your eyes peeled. I have gloriously bad things to share with you. So let me share my bad things with you.
Amazing. All right, let's go over to Marcy.
Hey y'all, I've been Marcy. I've been playing Zethu Desh. And like Hopper said, you can find me again every other Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on The Hole in the World. In fact, we'll be playing this Sunday. So if you want to join us, do tune in. And as far as just regular scheduling updates go, we'll be playing Star Wars for the rest of this month in May every Tuesday. But then starting in June, we will be switching gears from outer space to under the sea for a Bioshock flight, and I will be running my very first game ever. So it's coming. It's happening. So it's all going to kick off that first Tuesday in June. In addition to that, later in the month of June, every other Monday, we will be taking a frequently reoccurring game on the Flight series, our Escape from Arkham games, now known henceforth as Streets of Gotham. And we will be playing that for you at 8 p.m. Eastern Time every other Monday, starting in the middle of June. Dates to come for that, so stay tuned. There will be lots of promo images that we will all be sharing, and we're all very excited about it. Yeah, that's all I've got for the usual Manapot Studios updates.
Awesome. Continuing clockwise down to Wesley.
Hi, Wesley. David, thank you. You can find me around the internet, Twitter, Instagram, and now itch.io as Horniest Lobster. Twitter, A lot of shit posting. Instagram, a lot of K-pop photos. And Itch now finally deciding to put some of my third-party supplements for some of my favorite RPGs out there.
Nice.
Because people like hat modules, apparently. People want more hats for their RPGs. So, just saying. That's all I got.
Amazing. And Puja.
Hello, everybody. I am Puja. You can find me on Twitter at Puja and at Pujabberwocky elsewhere on the internet. And later, my Wednesday game is off this week, but you can find me over on Wandering Society on Thursday playing Inspectors, which is basically a Ghostbusters game with the serial numbers filed off. Lots of fun. Saturday, I'll be over on Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss during the daytime, D&D 5e horror campaign with an all-queer table and good spooky horror. And then next Tuesday, as you may have guessed, I will not be here because I will be on a charity stream raising money for Planned Parenthood. Super important cause. And remember, you can have multiple Twitch tabs open and count as a viewer for all of them. So come support my friends here. Come support us there. Spread the love on Tuesday. And I'll be back, of course, the Tuesday after that to... I don't know, hopefully cause some explosions. I feel like we need to explode some things when I get back.
Right.
Also, please note that Ahesha is going off on a mission with an ex who last we left off was basically asking her to stay, and a guy that she had to run away in the middle of a date from. So
I'm sorry, you're not allowed back on my ship until you have a date with Lando Calrissian. I am... You know what?
Listen, you get shot at, you have to run.
No! You continue the date! The date is now both of you getting shot at while you shoot back.
Listen, given Ahesha's history, there was a possibility it could have gone very, very wrong. So at least this leaves that door open, right? This is
a lot of excuses.
This is Schrodinger's date.
Well, we'll certainly hear
Baffling.
more about that
Baffling.
when Ahesha returns in 2 weeks. Until then, thank you to this fabulous cast. Thank you to everybody in chat. And we will see you next time. And may the Force